Social Security reverses course as Elon quits from Doge, and the attacks on SSA somewhat subside, at least for now. We're in a very precarious situation right now, as Social Security is in this holding pattern, waiting for the next attack, and Doge is sitting on the sidelines, figuring out exactly what they want to do next to Social Security. Again, a very interesting situation right now that's playing out right before us. And again, Elon recently quitting Doge and moving on to do his other businesses. Meanwhile, we've got Doge still out there acting, but we're still waiting for the next blow to Social Security. Now, I want to bring you up to speed on where we're currently at right now. I've had a number of people reaching out down below in the comment section that are very concerned. Again, reaching out saying, what's going on here? The first handful of months here, super busy, all kinds of press releases, all kinds of major changes. And now, like, nothing? Like, what's happening here? You're right. Things have slowed down quite a bit. In the last month, give or take a little bit, 4, 5, 6 weeks or so, things have slowed down quite a bit. However, the first handful of months here of this year, the first 4 months or so, we're very busy. A lot of major changes, huge implementations, breaking announcements, and the reinstatement of old rules, these press releases coming out, the new Social Security acting commissioner being sworn in and assigned. A lot of big things happening, right? Here's the situation, though. Is it just me, or does it seem a little bit interesting how, call it the first, 4 months of the year or so, it was like every day, left hook, right hook, uppercut. I mean, it was just like one after the other coming after Social Security. It was nuts. Well, that's when Elon was still within Doge. However, back around the end of April, give or take a little bit, Elon quit Doge, went on to do his businesses, and he just kind of walked away from Doge. So he was there for around the first 100 days or so, and then after that, kind of right around the beginning of May, he was like, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this anymore. So that's when he kind of moved on. And guess what? Around that same time is when we kind of saw everything kind of move away from Social Security, as in Doge wasn't coming in attacking Social Security. In fact, haven't really heard a whole lot about Doge at all in the last several weeks here. I mean, every so often Doge comes up in the headlines. I see it out there. Not a whole lot. It's not all that compelling, not all that interesting anymore, which is kind of interesting, right? Because for a long time there, it was multiple times a day. We heard all kinds of headlines. People must really hate Elon. I'm just saying, okay? I'm not here to support him. I'm not here to say he's the best. I'm not here to say he's the worst. I'm just saying, coming from an indifferent standpoint here, it seems like people must be pretty upset with him, because for a long time there, all you heard was just very, very negative press around him. And then he kind of moved on from Doge, and like, what do we hear about him anymore, right? Not a whole lot. A little bit. There's some attacks out there and things like that, but for the most part, it's not like nearly what it was, okay? But here's what's super interesting. Okay, so since we got kind of this rollback of Elon, quitting Doge, getting out of there, and Doge is kind of like minding their own business and not doing a whole lot, we also had that, remember the federal judge that we talked about back in, I think it was like the late middle portion of March or so, give or take a little bit. They had this temporary restraining order that was only for about a month or so, give or take a little. And then it was reinstated again. I think it was around maybe the end of April or so, give or take a little. It was reinstated again. Well, that kind of kept Doge off the back of Social Security for quite a while. And we're still kind of seeing that effect right now. Okay, so that's one aspect of it. Obviously, the disappearance of Elon as well. That was another big one to it as well. But then again, a lot of these different changes that we've seen implemented within Social Security as a result of Doge have also been rolled back. Interesting, right? I find this to be super fascinating, simply because maybe they found that, hey, maybe this isn't the best approach going forward for either the program as a whole, or maybe the beneficiaries, or maybe we should just abandon that idea, right? For example, the very popular one, which we've talked about before, the rollback of the 100% garnishment to benefits. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still significantly higher than it was. It was at 10%. They increased it to 100%, and then they rolled it back to 50% just a few weeks later, okay? That's one of them. Remember back in March, they spent about $15 million updating the phone system within Social Security. Remember this whole thing, right? We talked about it. And then, not that many weeks ago, just a little while ago, in fact, we got this new information out suggesting Well, in the first however long that they were processing phone calls, they only found 2 phone calls out of 110,000 phone calls that actually had fraudulent tendencies within them. In other words, the information that was coming out of these phone calls was not consistent with what they were seeing in the database of Social Security, making it look a little bit suspicious. 2 out of 110,000. They just spent $15 million updating the phone system to basically implement all this. And then they're like, wait, it actually didn't really work. Whoops. Sorry, guys, it didn't really work all that well. So again, maybe after all, another really big one as well. Remember this one whole thing? Yeah, 150-year-olds, 200-year-olds, 250-year-olds are getting Social Security. And they kept coming back time and time again, and they're like, that's not really true. What's actually happening is that these individuals are still within the Social Security system. They haven't been marked as deceased, so it looks like they're getting paid, and it looks like they're still receiving benefits, but they're really not. It's just it would cost millions and millions of dollars to basically transfer all these individuals from active people within the Social Security database to saying, no, actually they're 180 years old and they're long gone, right? They're deceased many, many, many years ago, and decades ago, in fact, right? So that's what they did. However, Doge actually did come in and they did actually update all of these records within Social Security. I don't remember the exact number. I think it was maybe like 12 or 13 or some odd millions of people that they did actually change their status within the database to deceased. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm not really sure if that really matters going forward. But if it makes them feel better, then fine. I guess they blew a couple $1 million to do it. But at the end of the day, I guess if that's what makes them feel better, then they did it, because they did do it. Okay. But anyway, that was another big one as well. So maybe after all, Social Security is working more efficiently than what they gave it credit for in the first place. Now, again, we can all sit here and be like, oh yeah, it's so efficient. Do we really know that though? I don't know. I'm going to be fair with you. I don't know that. Do they know that? Apparently it doesn't really seem like they know that. But apparently here's the situation as well. The system is running on very, very old technology, and the database that runs Social Security is very out of date, right? The one problem with that is that some of the staffing cuts that they did implement back, 2 months ago or so, give or take a little, where they basically forced about 7,000 people into early retirement and reassigned people into new positions within Social Security. According to what I was reading on that, some of those individuals that were forced into early retirement were actually the individuals like the engineers and the people that have been around Social Security for like 20, 25, 30, 35 plus years and have been there a very long time and know the ins and outs of the system, so that when it goes down, they know what to do to bring it back online like very quickly. Unfortunately, it sounds like a lot of those people were pushed into early retirement. So when the system collapses, as in the database or the system that the data that it runs on, the technology that it runs on, when that goes down, who's there to fix it, right? So that's kind of a major problem as well. Now, I'd imagine that there's still some people around, but they're saying some of the most experienced people that have been here forever, decades, have been forced into this early retirement. So anyway, kind of seems a little bit interesting and suspicious how Doge came in blazing, right, going after Social Security, and now they kind of just totally backed off. Again, maybe that has something to do with Elon also backing off of Doge, or is it maybe because Social Security doesn't seem to be as lucrative as they once thought it would be, right? They thought within Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid that they would find between $500 and $700 billion of waste and improper payments per year. Doesn't appear to be that way based on what we're seeing, at least within Social Security. Maybe within Medicare and Medicaid, possibly, but that would be a huge percentage of those programs. Medicaid spends about $900 billion a year, and Medicare spends about $850 billion a year. Again, both give or take a little, but that's about, $1.7, $1.8 trillion a year from these two programs, and they think that there's $500 to $700 billion of waste within them. I don't know. It's a huge percentage of the total expenditures. What is that, a third or so? Well, it's about a third to about a half, a little less than a half of total expenditures. Anyway, again, Want to give you a quick update on this kind of where we're at right now. We're kind of in this waiting time, this holding pattern as we speak right now. Let's see what the next attack is and which angle they come from as it comes to Doge and their relentless attacks on Social Security and what they really want out of the program. But as of right now, kind of a little bit of a quiet time when it comes down to these major changes and implementations and reinstatements out of Social Security. But that's certainly not over. There's a lot of things that are still happening. We have a lot of the year left to go, and we've got a lot of major changes to come out of this yet. Just because it's a little bit of a slow time and like, oh, Doge is backing off, I wouldn't call it quits yet. I wouldn't say like, oh, we're in the clear now. No, I don't think so yet. We've still got a lot to go here and some major issues that they want to hammer out. Anyway, if you need any help, if you need any assistance, if you have any questions on your Medicare, again, Medicare supplements, Medigap plans, Medicare Part D, Medicare Advantage, initial enrollment in Medicare because you're turning 65 or if you're retiring, please utilize this free service right here. This phone number right here is your exclusive phone number for all of you right here in this community. You can call that and be connected with a dedicated Medicare team who is working every single day to help seniors right here in this community. I've seen the numbers. It's absolutely incredible. Thousands and thousands and thousands of you here in this community have called them, connected with them, asked them your questions on Medicare. And again, a lot of you getting better plans, getting better coverages, and saving a boatload of money. The average senior that they're working with is saving $1,100. That's the average savings. That's absolutely incredible. Obviously, that's not guaranteed, but that's the average savings from calling that number right there. That's totally worth it. A really good return on your time. And what they do is they have access to over 20,000 plans across the country. They're looking through those plans to find you the best plan at the best price with the best coverages and the best fit for you and your personal needs. So you can see the doctors you want, the providers you want to see, the networks you want to be within, the offices, the clinics you want to go to, the prescription needs if you have any at all. There you go. That's your resource right there. Free, 100% free resource, a team of trusted advisors. Give them a call, just like the other thousands of people here in this community that already have and receive that excellent assistance. Totally free. Please take advantage of it. Took me a couple months to find this partnership, to cultivate that partnership right there, to help you here in this community for free. We wanted to find the best advisors, the most trustworthy advisors, the most knowledgeable and professional advisors, and the ones that would do it for free to help those of you here in the community. That's it right there. Found it, got it. There it is right there. Give them a call. Otherwise, let me tell you a quick little pro tip. In just a few months from now, it's not that far away, annual enrollment will be happening. What's going to be happening during annual enrollment? Everybody and their brother is going to be looking for a new plan. Please get in the front of the line now. Call them now. Establish that communication. Let them do the review. Let them find you better coverages. You can be at the very front of the line rather than a back of the line of 70 million people. Seriously, get in front of all the other seniors. Call them now. Do it, and you'll be super glad that you did. Hopefully save yourself a bunch of money, get yourself better coverages, and it'll be a really good thing. Anyway, who else do you know? I know you know a few people. Just think of 1, 2, or 3 people that you know personally, friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, coworkers, parents, neighbors down the street, neighbors down the hall, your favorite cashier at the local grocery store or pharmacy, the postal worker, the mail carrier, the garbage man, the recycling man, the lady that walks your dog by your place 17 times a day that you see and you wave to. We all know who they are, right? We've all got one where we live. We all know who that person is. Anyway, please share that phone number. Please go ahead and also help them save some money on their Medicare and hopefully get some better coverages as well. Otherwise, please, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. 100% free, totally free to do so. Check out the other 5,000 plus videos here on the channel. Please share this video as well. Big share button down below. Down below in the description, I've also hand-selected some very popular videos for you. Check those out. Otherwise, right now popping up on your screen, you'll see some videos there. Check those out. Otherwise, until next time, have a nice day. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you again soon in the